Klaviyo just launched a new update for this system, and this update will allow Shopify stores to generate new ways of revenue with their email marketing system. Plus, it will make life a lot easier, and I will tell you all about it in this video. So essentially what Klaviyo did is that they've updated the integration that they have with Shopify. And what they've done is that they've added 3 new events. So 3 new triggers that you can use for your flows to generate more revenue with your email marketing. And the first new event is a really interesting one because it's the added to cart trigger. And this is a trigger which in the past you had to set up manually inside Shopify with a manual code. But as of now, this is not necessary anymore because Klaviyo have added it to their Shopify integration. So no more manual code that you need to add to the Shopify theme code. The second event that they've added is a submitted search event. So what this means that if someone is searching on your website using the search bar, this will now be triggered and you can now use this information to send them a specific email about the thing they searched for. And the third event that they've added is the viewed collection event. So if you have multiple collections on your website, Klaviyo will now detect this. So this is basically the step before the viewed product trigger. So this can be a nice in-between between the site abandonment flow and the browse abandonment flow. Now let's dive into a Klaviyo account and I'll show you exactly how you can set up these new triggers and what the possibilities are inside Klaviyo. So what you're going to do in your Klaviyo account, in the left menu, you're going to click on the name of your company and then you're going to hit the integrations button. Then you go to Shopify. And what you'll see underneath the on-site tracking is that first of all, of course, the Klaviyo app embed is enabled on your Shopify store. If this is not the case, then you should definitely enable this. And you should also have checked the add viewed product tracking to my site. But in here, there's a new option. So new tracking features have been added. You can now track customer behavioral events. So what you need to do, simply, you just click on the get started button to capture customer events such as product views, searches, and cart updates. And then you hit save. And then you have to confirm it inside your Shopify store. And then this integration will be live. It's that simple. And what will happen now is that Klaviyo will track all of these new triggers. So you can see this if you go in the left menu, if you scroll down and you go to metric, you can now see there are 2 added to cart events. You have the manual one with the gear icon and you have a new added to cart trigger with the Shopify icon. So the gear icon means that this is something that you manually added to the Klaviyo integration. And the Shopify icon means that this is a native integration between Klaviyo and Shopify. So this is the new add to cart trigger. And the next new trigger is the submitted search trigger, which you can see in here. Again, you can see it with the Shopify icon next to it. And then finally, we also have the viewed collection trigger. So this is also one of the new triggers. And now you might wonder, okay, cool. So Klaviyo is tracking all these new triggers, but what can I do with this? First, let's dive into the new added to cart trigger from Shopify. So what Klaviyo is already telling in their Klaviyo guide. So Klaviyo now offers an added to cart event that syncs automatically through our Shopify integration when enabled and is Shopify branded. We recommend using the branded event since it's actively maintained by Klaviyo. If you prefer not to use our automatic event, this article details how to manually create the event. So it's still possible to use the manual event that you probably already have set up. But of course, you do want to make sure that you now have the new Shopify integration because probably this integration will be way more reliable than the manual code that you've added. So what does that mean for your abandoned cart flow right now? So your current abandoned cart flow is running on the manual added to cart event. So what you need to do is take your current flow and simply duplicate it and now select the new Shopify added to cart event. So in your Klaviyo account, you go to flows, you're going to search for your abandoned cart event, like in here. Then you're going to hit the 3 dots, hit clone to this account, you hit continue, and now you can select the trigger. And as you can see, now it uses the gear icon, but you can now select the added to cart event with the Shopify icon. You just simply hit clone, and now you can make the exact same flow, but now with the Shopify integration. So now you can put this new flow live and make sure to turn off the old added to cart flow, because otherwise you're sending 2 flows to the same person, because you probably still have the manual code in your Shopify store. But how about the 2 new events that you're now able to track? So if you're going to take a look at Klaviyo's flow library, you can already see what the possibilities are. So if you go to create flow and you search for search, you'll now see the abandoned search flow. So this is a new flow that Klaviyo is offering. So if you click on it, you'll see a description. Did you see something you like? Convert curiosity into cash, which is basic search abandonment series. And it uses the trigger submitted search. And if you hit create flow, then you'll see that this is the trigger that Klaviyo has come up with. So when someone submitted search, they're excluding the checkout started, placed order, and add to cart trigger. And then they have 1 email in their basic flow, which will be sent after 2 hours. And this email, basically what Klaviyo Klaviyo saying, well, what are you waiting for? Hey name, continue where you left off by coming back to your search or, and then the search query, and then a shop now button. So this is honestly a default Klaviyo flow. So there's a lot to optimize for, but this just gives you a sense of what the possibilities are. And next up, we have the new viewed collection trigger. So again, if you're going to search for a flow inside Klaviyo, we can search for collection, and then you'll see the new abandoned collection flow. So if you click on that, you'll see the description. Did you see something you like? Convert curiosity into cash, which is a basic collection abandonment series. And then you see the trigger viewed collection. And then we hit create flow to see what Klaviyo has come up with. So the trigger viewed collection, and basically what they say, the trigger filter collection name doesn't equal all. And the profile filters is that they exclude add to cart, placed order, and checkout started. And then they just simply have a basic browse abandonment email right now. And instead of talking about a specific product that they viewed, you now talk about specific collection that they viewed. So again, this is just a default Klaviyo template, and there's a lot more that you can do with this, of course. So I think this is a great update from Klaviyo, and I'm really happy that they've added these new triggers within the Klaviyo and Shopify integration. And this will allow Shopify stores to generate a lot more revenue and make things a lot easier, so you don't have to add manual codes anymore to your Shopify store. And of course, once we figured out the best strategy for our clients, we'll also share it on this YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you're the first one to be notified about the new strategies within Klaviyo. And if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below to help us boost the algorithm. And I hope to see you in the next one.